silence for the champions, for those who ain't going hard, a lifestyle. Never wait for nothing, gotta get it right now. I'm in the spotlight when they turn the lights down. Good morning, folks. First of all, hit me on my Twitter at TAE_Wiggs. That's WIGGS. First of all, that's we're gonna talk about the NBA Finals game last night. Let's talk about how the Miami Heat forced 18 turnovers on the San Antonio Spurs. It's unreal for a ball team like that, a veteran ball team in the San Antonio Spurs. To have that many turnovers in a game like that, you just can't win games like that if you don't get 18 turnovers. Um, well, let's talk about the first 2 seconds of the game where the Spurs win the jump ball and Tiago Splitter gets the ball and throws the ball back to Tony Parker for a turnover. Like, you can't do that. Um, you wait till your guards get over the hash mark. Then you give them the ball. Don't give them the ball that easy. Then Tiago Splitter gets substituted out like the first 43 seconds of the game. They bring in Gary Neal to go small. Because the Miami Heat was going a little small themselves. Had Mike Miller out there starting. I didn't like how Mike Miller was starting. I think UD should have been out there starting. Me, honestly, Udonis Haslam. Um, LeBron James put up 33 points. Dwayne Wade put up 32 points. And Bosh with 20. The big three came to the party. Finally, D Wade did, because D Wade was averaging 15.7 points per game. We already know that D Wade can score 20 plus points per game. But we already know he had a little injury nagging him with the knee. Probably got a bone bruise on his knee. But he don't want to talk about the knee. The media keep asking him, D Wade, let's talk about your knee. Don't want to talk about it right now. He's got one thing on his mind. He want to hoist that Larry O'Brien trophy again. I don't like when Chris Bosh out there taking threes. He shouldn't be taking threes. He should just step in and hit the 15-footer. He's not a three-point shooter at all. He's not a three-point threat. They keep leaving him open. They dare him sometimes to shoot the three, and he does. He's not successful at it. LeBron James got to just be just less passive and a little bit more aggressive. We know at times LeBron James can give you 30 and 20, 30 points or 20 points anytime you want to. But he's a game changer. He's a PTP type of player, primetime player. He's a go-getter. He's a man-child. He's all the things that you want from a star player. Sometimes I think he just lack that. Sometimes he's that everything gets to his mind. Sometimes you gotta just erase the mind and just going straight to animal mode. Just gotta just take over. Just take over. We know he has the beast mentality in him sometimes. Sometimes he don't play up to the beast mentality. I get it. So he's more of a team player. You want to get a team sometimes involved, but sometimes when your team is not hitting, it's up to you to take them shots now, my fella. Tim Duncan, the double machine in the playoffs. You can't ask for much. He does what it takes for his team to win. The only thing that gets me about Tim Duncan, him and that backboard. Him and that backboard are like mutual friends. They talk on a daily basis. It's just kiss off the glass. It's almost like fine wine when he does it. He rarely misses the shot. If you he's a future Hall of Famer. We probably know he gonna be a first time ballot Hall of Famer. Probably right along with Jason Kidd to be exact. Tony Parker played lights out the first couple of games. Still is, but what he did yesterday, I think he had 12 or 14 points at halftime. Didn't score, and he didn't do too much in the second half because Pop was resting that thigh for him because he got a thigh bruise or pulled hamstring. I'm sorry. They just have to find more ways to attack. We're looking for Ginobili. I think last time I seen Ginobili, he was on the back of a milk carton, missing. We still waiting for that breakout game for Ginobili. But they say I'm a huge numbers guy. They said whoever wins game 3, 92.3% of the time wins the series. Now, since the series is tied up 2 games apiece, now they said whoever in games 5 wins that series 7 out of 10 times. That's 70%. D Wade look like old D Wade out there. I darn near called him Flash last night. That's what he was looking like, the old Flash of times. Because the first 3 games of the series, he's averaging 15.7 points per game. He came to the party. He had 32 points and 5 plus rebounds and 5 steals. He's like the 5th player in NBA history to have 32 plus points in a 32 like game span and like in the playoff or finals history. Um, that's that's huge right there. Big ups to you, D Wade. Um, if you see this video, D Wade, hit me up at Tay_Wiggs. That's my Twitter. You too, King James. I'll follow you guys. Um, First of all, NBA Finals so far. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I think it's so far been a nice game. Um, Referees. Let's talk about the referees. Some of the missed calls out there calling the flops. I'm not a fan of flops. I'm a fan of the old school basketball where you put your thumb onto the player back and he gotta grit his way down to the basket. Gotta grit his way. The league is too touchy feely. I mean, you get a technical foul for looking at the referee wrong. Like let's for instance, when LeBron James did a full sprint in Indiana, I thought he was running back to Cleveland for a second. He was standing there. The pick was legally, but some people say it was illegal. When you watch the instant replay, LeBron James did lunge, not that much, but a little nudge forward. So that's why the ref called it. But LeBron James I'm not gonna call him a flopper, but he does. I don't care nobody say, you gotta do what it takes to get your team that W. But you 6'8" LeBron out there trying to flop on smaller guards. You 6'8", 260, 275, and you getting calls against guys at 6'3", probably barely 195 pounds. There's no way they knock you down with all that type of force. It takes a lot to break a fella down like you. Um, First, let's talk about what Danny Green and Gary Neal did in Game 3. You guys went absolutely baloney, aka Ham, Pastrami, from 3-point line. Them guys shot lights out. Lights out. Uh, I'm gonna call him a Danny Green, aka I'm gonna call him. I don't want to say nothing crazy, but that man was lights out. Lights out. You can't ask any better performance. The guy was just shooting lights out. I don't care who you could put in front of him. He was on so much on fire. He could have threw a rock in the ocean. That's how much he was on fire. He couldn't miss. Even Gary Neal, the way he was shooting that ball, I thought he had an AK-47 strapped to his back because the guy was on fire. He couldn't miss. He's shooting everything on all angles. Um, Guys like that, we know they're not. You gotta put defense on them type of guys. They're not gonna have another game like that in this series like that. That's only happened probably once every 5 or 6 years somebody going to Mirage like that. Um, Popovich is one great coach. You know what it takes to Popovich make you play to his type of level, style of play of basketball, half court out to run the gun. That's what the Miami Heat want to do. They want to run the gun, so they don't run the gun and get things to go their way. They feel a little low. They feel like they can't take over, but they still got the big three. I don't consider Chris Bosh a big three player. Me personally, D Wade, LeBron James, and whoever else fill in them shoes in them type of games. Mario Chalmers. I think his best game of the series is game 2. He haven't done anything else since game 2. Um, he's not a good defensive player to me. I like the way Norris Coles come in the game and play defense. They put Norris. If you wonder sometimes if you watch the game, just watch the game, folks. Look at the fourth quarter. Who starts the fourth quarter? Norris Coles. Norris Coles plays that grit and grind defense. As soon as you score a basket or a layup, he's right under you. So he's putting that pressure on you. You take the average. It takes what the average when he's out there playing defense. Take the average ball player or the offensive guard to get the ball across the court in 6 seconds. Remember, 6 seconds. It's only 8 second violation before you get there. Um, Norris Cole, just a phenomenal player. I like the way he plays. He bring a little toughness that he need on defense. I want to talk about how me personally, if this I don't have a favorite, but I'm just going by off numbers. So whoever wins games 5, like I told you before, it was about 2 minutes ago. Whoever wins game 5, 7 out of 10 times they win the series. That's 70% of the time. Um, but if the Spurs do win Game 5 Sunday and goes to Miami, they might just close it out. What's that? If they play on Sunday, they might close that out Tuesday. Now, if the Miami Heat win Game 5 in San Antonio, I'm just saying, folks. Tuesday night, Tuesday night. This might be your new. These might be your new champions right here. The Miami Heat. But we already know that the fight that this team has, this team is not going anywhere. So, before this segment is over, I'm gonna let you know who I think will win the game because I'm probably gonna put the hat on my head. Somebody hate me, somebody like me. But I'm gonna just let you guys know who might just win the next game. For the Game 5 changes, the San Antonio Spurs, first of all, they need less turnovers. They need a better sense of urgency from Tiago Splitter to get the ball in the basket. He needs to stop getting blocked by guys that's 6 feet and under. The block that Shane Battier had on him and Dwayne Wade was uncalled for. You right there in the basket. Throw it down. Going over one hand. Throw it down with two hands. So you get two hands for it. Throw the ball down. Mike Miller, it's the X factor. It's the X factor. It's the X factor. I think Eric's supposed to just play James Jones a little bit more out there. He's a long guy. He's a nice defender. He can shoot a three as well. I think Pop should empty out the bench a little bit more. I think he should let T-Mac come out there early in the quarter two to catch a little rhythm instead of bring him out there in blowout time. And I think you give him a little confidence to come out there early first or early second quarter. Talk about a whole nother momentum changer. Got to hit the glass better. Miami got to hit the glass better if they want to win this game. A lot of miss easy shots, layups, 3-foot jumpers. You got to knock those down. We've seen them in the regular season. What you guys can do. We know you can attack the basket anytime you want. Chris Bosh shouldn't be out there, like I said. First of all, shouldn't be out there hitting 36 footers. He should be hitting a 15 footer. He's not physical enough. Tim Duncan has the whole front court on the Miami Heat on strings. Those his puppets. He can do whatever he wants. He can do all the dipsy do Dunkaroo moves all day long. He never gets to that free throw line. The way Tony Parker, like I said, split the defense and goes to the hole. Man, I'll call him the layup king or the layup musician. The stuff that he does when he gets to the rack, he breaks down the guards. They go through the small forwards. Now you're going through the center. There's no way I'm 7 feet tall. I'm letting a guy 6'2" or 6'3" or 6'1" come lay the ball up at me. I'm throwing the ball down your throat. Just don't. That's me personally, because I'm 5'6", 5'7", and I blocked and glassed a couple of guys. I can go back to where I played basketball back in the 8th grade, and where dude come down the fast break on the layup. I glassed him. I ain't gonna say who he was. He's a good friend of mine. No names, please. I glassed another guy in high school doing basketball tryouts, and let's say he's a 6'6", 6'7". And I glassed him. Jim went crazy. Let me tell you, he didn't like that. So we are actually good friends as well too. So everybody I block are my friends. Just let you know, I did bring you to the block party. And in other words, like I said, I'm gonna let you guys know who's about to win this series. Not the series, but I'm gonna let you know who's gonna win Game 5. So let's do it. I'm about to put the hat on, and y'all let me know what y'all think. Which one you think I'm gonna pick? I'm gonna pick the Heat, Spurs, Heat, Spurs, Heat, Spurs. All right, all games aside, I am going with the Miami Heat to win Game 5 in San Antonio. I'm picking the Miami Heat to win Game 5 by 10 points. So that sums it up. Y'all got any questions? Hit me at TAE_Wiggs, WIGGS. That's my Twitter. So further ado, that is it. That's all I have to say. See you guys later.